I would like to share with you a few tips that you can apply on your reading comprehension, right? First is about time management. How will you answer questions on 5 passages in 65 minutes? Let's do the math. You've all done statistics class, so this arithmetic must be pretty easy for you. So you essentially have 65 divided by 5, which is 13 minutes per passage on average. Okay, on average. And you're going to need some time to transfer your answers to the answer sheets, right? You have to color all those bubbles. So let's give that 1 minute per passage, which leaves you with 12 minutes for each passage. Okay, that's how I want you to time yourself. Again, this is on average. You might end up taking a little more for some passages and a little less for the others, but just keep this as an average. I would also request you to not wait until the end of the time for the section to transfer your answers. I recommend that after you've answered the questions on each passage, you immediately transfer the answers to the bubble up the answer sheet, and then you move on to the next passage. Okay, good. Now, which passage should you attempt first among these 5? The beauty of the SAT is that you can answer questions in any order, right? So which passage should you attempt first? Any answers? Do you want to type in the chat box as to what you would attempt first? All right. So I will tell you what I recommend. You should attempt the passages according to your strengths. So if, I'm sure you would be doing a lot of practice passages. And definitely, there's a lot of material, official SAT material from College Board online as well. So as you do your practice tests, you will start getting a feel for which passages you like. Some of you might be more comfortable with the science passages. For some of you, it might be the literature passages or something else. So play to your strengths, okay? Pick the passage that you're most comfortable with and start answering. The reason is when you get that down, you will feel more confident when you proceed to the next passage. All right? Okay. What about the questions in each passage? Now, you should know that the questions that require an understanding of the entire passage, such as a central idea question, they will appear first in the list of questions. Okay. But it doesn't mean that you must answer questions in the order that they appear. Okay. Because the questions do appear in the same sequence as the information that's given in the passage. All right. And here's where different people have a different strategy, or they have a different comfort level, right? What I would suggest to you is, if you are comfortable with attempting questions in the order that they appear on the question paper, that's perfectly fine, if that is your comfort level, right? A lot of students are not comfortable with that. And let me explain why. Now, if you have always been an avid reader and you've read a lot of different kinds of material and you are a good writer, you can just take a piece of text and start from the beginning and crunch through, and then you will be able to start answering the questions. So you would read the entire text first, and then you would start answering all the questions first. And if that works for you, power to you. I'm very happy, and we will definitely encourage you to follow that method. Having said that, for many students, that is not the case. There is a certain level of, they might be more comfortable with math or science, and they might struggle with reading, and with so much of reading under time pressure. And on the test, you might want to adopt a strategy that will get you more answers quicker, right? And more correct answers. So if you're one of those students, what we recommend for you is that you need not attempt questions in the order in which they appear on the passage. What you can do is, there'll be some questions which have an explicit line number reference, for example, lines 35 to 39 or something like that. And there'll be some questions without explicit line references. If you see questions with explicit line number references, which you will, then you could try attempting those questions first by going to that part of the passage, if that's comfortable for you. So you'll have to try different methods to see which one is more comfortable for you. All right? Okay. So doing this, answering these